A matchup, getting the right guys on the field at the exact time.
I'm sure you'll get tired of hearing this, but I hear Tennessee's got some pretty good receivers.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they're an SEC football team, and when you look at them across the board, obviously number 84, who they got from junior college, is a dual threat. When I mean dual threat, he's great throwing the ball to him. He's also great running the ball. He's averaged about 20 yards a touch. And then you got number 11, who's a big 6'5" vertical threat, and then number 83 in the slot. And the thing that makes them different is how they use number 81, their tight end. They feel very comfortable getting him the football, and you mix that with a valid running game with Rajon Neal, number 20. So they give you stresses all over the field.
Is Rajon quietly maybe one of the more dangerous parts because you think about those receivers and seems like he's been able to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to be able to account for him and know where he's at, and you've got to be really great at handling the run up front. And because he's a guy that not only runs the ball extremely well, he's a guy that does a lot of things for him out of the backfield. Catching him on, getting him out in the flats, getting him back in the middle of the field versus your Mike linebackers, and they get him a lot of touches throwing the ball also.
When Tyler got hurt last year, Tyler Gray got hurt last year. He saw that offense looked a lot different. So how much of a difference does he make to that offense?
Well, they still run their stuff. You can see that they're more comfortable throwing the ball and not just throwing it in obvious passing situations. They feel comfortable throwing the ball on first down. They feel comfortable throwing the ball on fourth down. So what it's done is they've got a proven leader back there, an NFL quarterback, and a guy who really feels comfortable getting the ball out of his hands and knowing where to go with the ball versus certain coaches.
Chris, were you satisfied with the amount of pressure you got Saturday? It seemed like a lot of three-man rushes, but you were still able to get pressure and get touches on them.
Well, I'm never satisfied, so I guess that's.
Were you more happy?
I was happier. I was definitely happier. I mean, obviously.
Seemed Denico Autry make a sack and knock a quarterback out and make a big play.
Obviously, those things are really big. I guess I felt like we were long overdue, in regards to it. So we've got to keep improving on that facet, getting the right guys out there at the right time. Because again, in this day and age, guys aren't just taking sacks; they're getting the ball out of their hand. They're max protecting. So it was fun to see our guys play coverage and then get some really three-down rushes.
On that regard, though, is Tennessee unique in the sense I don't think they do a whole lot of max protect. They just are really, really good at what they do up front.
They do both.
Okay.
When you watch them, they'll do both. They feel it's just as comfortable max protecting and getting verticals on you, as well as releasing five out and playing the pitch and catch game. And so, they're very multiple. Like I said earlier, they do a great job of making you cover the field both vertically as well as horizontally. And then they're balanced by mixing in some run game with them.
How was PJ both Saturday and then us going forward as well, getting him back in there?
It was fun. It gave us more depth and gave us another option, which allowed us to play a little bit more packages. And so the depth is really big because as we go throughout this stretch, the depth is going to be key in the fourth quarter. So it's nice to have him back.
What has Benardrick McKinney done for your defense, just from a redshirt freshman standpoint, and the amount of responsibility you hang on him from a checks and balances standpoint at the moment?
Wow. I mean, I guess if I could give you a big statement about it, he's given us what we thought he would be as far as instinctive, what he's able to do in the run game. And the one thing that you feel great about with Benardrick is you don't have to draw him a roadmap. He has really good instincts, and the more he plays, just the better he gets. And so I'm excited about him. And he had a big week last week. This week he gets even bigger.